Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept Podcast. Just like every time I'm doing a podcast, I want to say, you know, give my thanks to the creator. You know what I mean? Allowing me to be here to create for everything everything, man. I'm just thankful for the day. I'm thankful for health. You know what I mean? Health is wealth. I'm thankful for the wealth that's coming in. You know what I mean? I'm thankful for the irons that I have in the fire. You know, thankful for the irons that I have in the fire. Cool. I had to put that music on pause, man. Sometimes distracting when I'm trying to make my podcast, listen to music, this and that. But yeah, man, I'm just thankful for the creator for giving me a healthy mind, giving me a healthy spirit, and you know, dealing with whatever, giving me a healthy body as well. First of all, right? I want to start off by claiming my health, my health. You know what I mean? Physical health. I gotta slow down. I say that all the time because my mind is moving so fucking fast. I'm thinking ahead of what I'm supposed to be saying sometimes. But yeah, man, I'm thankful for physical health too, man. That's why this episode of God Concept is simply titled Walking Back to Health. You know what I mean? Walking my way back to health, you know? Because, man, it's been a journey. It's been a long fucking journey. You know, I not only had to walk myself back to health, I had to fight for my fucking health. I had to really, you know, persevere for my fucking health, man. Mental health, physical health, spiritual health. But we're not talking about mental, physical, and spiritual right now. We're focused on the physical. You know what I mean? I mean, me personally, I'm focused on the physical right now because, you know, I'm not the healthiest guy. I've never been like the healthiest eating fucking guy out here, whatever. You know what I mean? I like junk food, snacks, have all my life. I grew up a fat little fuck. You know what I mean? When you're a chubby kid, they like to use terms like big boned and things like that to make you think like, oh, well, you're not really, doing too bad or whatever. You're not really too big or whatever. But yeah, you know what I mean? You could be a fat little kid. And I mean, I'm not saying that to slight anybody because I was chubby. My daughter's chubby right now. You know what I mean? My son was a chubby baby, but he grew out of it. But I'm seeing him get a little chub. But the thing about it is, it's about being healthy, period. You know what I mean? When you're a child, you can be chubby. But once you get to an adult age, all that excess stuff is like just really, I mean, for me anyway. I done been through a lot, and I'm not saying that took away from my health, even though it did. It's funny because there's pros and cons even in stressful situations when it's concerned to health. There's pros and cons when you're going through stressful situations, right? The pros are, yeah, you're gonna stress, you might lose a little bit of weight, you got a lot of thinking about, running around to do. The cons are, yeah, you stressed out about this or that. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing the categories together. Maybe later on I'll do a comparison. But there's pros and cons to stress, right? What I'm realizing is we all make our own pros and cons, right? It's like, all right, boom. Like for me, if I'm stressed out, I may stress eat, right? For you, you may not stress eat, right? You more so of a stress thinker or a stress doer or a stress, you know what I mean, creator or whatever it is. So stress is either going to amplify your hunger or take it away from you. You know what I mean? So it's just situations in life, man. And I really had to walk myself back to health, man. Through all these stressful situations, through all adversities, through all different things, I had to persevere, man. I'm gonna give you this. I was a chubby kid, right? I was a chubby man, and then I realized that, you know, I was eating too much sugar and sugar consumption became like a big thing for me. So it was like, all right, I got to cut back on sugar because at one point in my life, I developed, pre-diabetes. I only realized that when I fell into a state of what they call ketoacidosis, when your blood sugar gets so high to the point where you could pass out and die at any time. So I found that out, you know what I mean? And basically, they put me on metformin, and they also had me taking insulin shots. Like, I did insulin for like a month or 2 months. Not no longer than 2 months. I did the insulin shot thing, right? I got done with the insulin shots, and then from there, I was just taking metformin. You know what I mean? To regulate, the sugar intake, and where the sugar go, make sure it goes to the proper place. I also got proactive in the way that I eat. You know what I mean? The way that the way that I think about food and what I consume. You know what I mean? Now, of course, we all got our cheat days and shit like that, where you're going to cheat, where you're not eating, you know what I mean, so healthy and shit like that. But to me, it was a constant cheat day in my life. You know what I mean? Because for me, I was like a get up and go type of guy. So, and most of us is like that. We do the fast food thing all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Because it's quick, it's available. You know what I mean? The real go to should be your kitchen. We should always make the go to the kitchen. In fact, I've made the go to the kitchen so much, my food tastes better than fucking fast food restaurants. I'm sitting up here going to fast food restaurants and shit like that. For what? Honestly, I enjoy my food that I cook better than somebody that could make me a platter at one of these stores or something like that. I mean, I enjoy it because it's food that I bought. You know what I mean? I'm there to get something that I want to eat. You know what I mean? But is it gonna come out the way that I want it? Things like that. So, all of that made us. I had to really dial it back and start like I developed this smoothie regimen where basically I just make I make smoothies out of or blend like in a Ninja NutriBullet, whatever the fuck that is. I sit up there and blend kale, spinach, carrots, blueberries, and grapes for different reasons. I've blended garlic and all of that stuff up together too, and vinegar because it's all good for your urine, your bloodstream, whatever they call garlic, the Hope Diamond of herbs. You know what I mean? And I did all of this to walk myself back to health, to really help myself. Because even in the midst of me having ketoacidosis and pre-diabetes, right? I didn't want that to escalate to the point where I got full-blown diabetes, right? And I didn't want that to escalate to that level. And on top of that, I'm still having unhealthy choices given to me. I mean, literally, people would know that you got diabetes and what you're going through, right? And they would still try to feed you unhealthy choices. I mean, I had a lot of people, I had some people, right? Like I got a lot of fucking people, right? Well, I had some people try to feed me healthy, right? And try to, you know, show me how to eat healthy from different nutritionists, from different people who would prepare meals and shit like that. But to be honest with you, it was me. It's all predicated upon you and the way you think and the way you feel about your intake and what you're going to put in your body and being mindful of what you put in your body, man. And all this came, you know what I mean? This podcast is just me tooting my own horn again. You know what I mean? I'm patting myself on the back because, you know, I got a call. I did blood work at LabCorp, right? I had some blood work done just to see, where my levels is at with everything with diabetes and any other illnesses. And everything came back clean. I mean, no traces of diabetes, no traces of pre-diabetes, no traces of any of this shit. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not the cleanest eating guy, the cleanest living guy, and shit like that. But I really had to, you know what I mean? I've been walking a lot. I've been working out a lot. I mean, because I've been forced to. I don't have no car. I don't got a lot of, I don't have a lot of things available to me like that I need. So I have to do with what I have. Two things I got is these motherfucking legs. I've been working out like a motherfucker, running around here like a jaguar. You know what I mean? I'm out here doing my thing, man. But I'm happy to be able to say that I walked myself back to health, man. It's a lot of people that got that testimony that could share that same story, but do they ever share it? Is it real? Is it authentic? This is one that I could tell you is real and authentic. I just got the blood work done a couple days ago, and I'm completely fucking healthy. You know what I mean? And I just like to thank the creator for that. You know what I mean? Man, that shit don't come out of nowhere. I don't take things like that lightly. I don't take good news lightly because good news is hard to come by. When I get good news, I cherish that shit. So if it's about my health, they just made my spirit, they just made my mind a bit more richer. Just knowing that I'm in good health, just knowing that, you know, with all that I'm facing out here in the world, right, with all the different adverse situations and circumstances that's popping up for me out here in this world, my health is not one that I have to worry about. My health is not one that's, diminished and deteriorating and getting bad and getting worse by the day. A lot of people, they'll see you like they'll think that you on your last legs or whatever because you're going through a situation and you're going through some problems in life or whatever. But you're not on your last fucking legs. Especially if you're healthy, if you're in the right mind, if you're in the right spirits, you know what I mean? You're never on your last leg. You know what I mean? The fight has merely just begun. You know, it's always an uphill battle though. You know, sometimes it's on the straight and narrow, and sometimes it's coming through in the straight and but it's always going to have that incline. You know, it's always going to have that incline. The decline, nah, that's when you gather, find different resources, gather up different shit. But it's always going to be that straight and then that incline. That's why I stay on my water shit too. That's why I stay on my water shit. Just trying to keep healthy, trying to keep walking back to that health, man. Just trying to keep walking, keep that same momentum going. There ain't nothing like being healthy and enjoying your fucking life. Not really giving a fuck, you know what I mean? Just being healthy and enjoying your fucking life is all you can really ask for. You know what I mean? People with money wish they could have health. People with all the money in the world, they buy health. People with all the money in the world, they buy health. And then once they get to the point where they feel like their health is okay and they fine with their health, then they start adding shit to themselves. Want to add a fucking lip, you know what I mean? You want to add a fucking, you know what I mean? A Botox fucking cheek. You want to get your BBL, your butt booty done and all that shit. You look stupid. You look fake. You look fake. You look phony. You look fucking stupid. There's a lot of women out there, and y'all like of stature. You know what I mean? Y'all got money. Y'all got, you know what I mean? But you look fucking stupid to me, personally. I mean, you look stupid. You sitting up there getting work done. I mean, a man like me, I respect every woman for their natural beauty, right? I respect people for who they naturally are. If you out here, you getting work done on your ass and on your titties and shit like that, what you need to find is somebody who wants you for you. Stop trying to be something else that you've seen on TV, being portrayed somewhere else. No man respects you when you chop your face up, you chop your ass up to your titties. No real man of real value, of real ilk, really respects you when you go to chopping your motherfucking body up. We don't. We don't respect you. You know what I mean? You're not even worthy to have kids with. Nobody don't want you. Nobody don't want, babies with a fucking Barbie doll, with a plastic person. What my child gonna come out with silicone in their genetics? I mean, to be honest with you, who wants that? You know? Some people feel as if they need it when they getting old, the collagen for the wrinkles in their forehead and shit like that. You don't really need that. I mean, if you want to feel like your forehead is smoother, let a nigga come bust a nut on your fucking forehead. How about stop wrinkling your face up so fucking much? You know, that nigga bust a nut on your forehead and rub that shit in there real good. Get the shine in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? No, I don't give a fuck about your forehead being smooth. Bitch, is your bank account smooth? That's all niggas really care about. Bitch, is that bank account smooth? Did that check hit my Cash App smoothly? That motherfucker come through and without a hitch or a hesitation at all? Bitch, fuck all the wrinkles in your forehead. Does that Benz outside ride smoothly down the motherfucking street? I mean, did that jet we just got on to take this trip pull off smoothly while we land in first class? Why are you worried about getting asses and titties and faces and nipples done for niggas? Niggas don't give a fuck about all that. They don't. They talk about you more in your pictures. Age gracefully. Just age gracefully. You're getting all the Botox and shit. You know? Stop partying so fucking much. Drink some water. Put some water in your fucking diet. Coke fiend bitches. Put some water in your diet. Dope fiend ass bitches. Then you're gonna wind up in a glass box like Wendy Williams. Now we praying for Wendy Williams. I mean, I respect the lady, but goddamn. That's what happens. You fuck your life up so much, now they got you in a glass box, living in a fucking hotel, trapped you with your own fucking money. Hey man, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. That's what they do to you out here. It's fucked up. But health is wealth, man. Walk yourself back to health. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. Cause all you motherfuckers out there getting the boob jobs and the Botox done and all that bullshit, that's a mental disease that you're dealing with. That's a mental disorder. Y'all talk about crazy motherfuckers out here that don't got no money, but you crazy motherfuckers got money is the craziest motherfuckers in the world. Because you got the money to really have some shit changed about you and chop shit off and all that shit. You got the money to make yourself look like a fucking whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, that's some bullshit. You know, when a man really got the money in his pocket to make himself a full-blown fucking woman, that's a problem. That's a man with a mental illness that got too much fucking money and time on his fucking hands. And he really think he's supposed to be a woman, so now this motherfucker look like Wonder Woman or some fucking body. Nigga, you crazy. Wake the fuck up, man. Really. That's why I think some famous people should have their bread taken away from them. Seriously, because you let that shit go get out of hand. You let that shit, and then the kids watch you. The kids watch you mental ill motherfuckers. Chop your faces off and all this shit, chop your dick off and all this shit, and fold it back and turn it into a vajayjay, and then wonder why little boys running around want to do the same thing. Cause you're nasty. You're nasty. You showing children this. You promoting the shit on TVs and shit like that. Queer eye for the straight guy. Don't no straight guy want a fucking queer eye. You ever thought about that? What straight nigga want a queer eye for the straight guy? Fuck you. How about having a straight eye for the queer guy? I think they even had that show. I like that show better for obvious reasons. But I digress. Yeah, man. Motherfuckers gotta wake up, man. You gotta walk yourself back to health. You gotta walk yourself back to health. Especially spiritually. You know what I mean? Because all of this shit, all the mental illness, disease that's popping up physically, all the spiritual illness, diseases that's popping up physically, you gotta have yourself in tune in all these aspects. And I don't toot my own horn. I'm not the most mentally healed person. I'm not the most spiritually healed person, right? I'm not the most physically healed person in the world. But I know enough to get me there. I know enough and got enough information to get me to that. And I'm not chasing perfection. I chase proficiency. I'm not trying to be the most mentally healed person. You know what I mean? If I could get there, if I could get to that, you know what I mean? That point where I want to be, that's perfect. You know what I mean? That's proficiency for me. Mentally, physically, spiritually, that's proficiency, right? You got to walk yourself back to health in all these different aspects. Today, we're talking about physical. But spiritually, you have to walk yourself back to health. I talked to my physical therapist today. And I mean, I was, I don't know why sometimes I get like a little emotion twinge come up, not a bad emotion, a good emotion, because I highly respect him. He said, "Hey, do you know what that chain mean that you wearing?" And I said a few different things that it could mean and this and that different people believe. And he started breaking down a meaning of the chain that I understood. You know, I understood. I would have liked to hear him expound on his, what he was about to say more. You know what I mean? If we wasn't in a professional setting, maybe we could have gotten to a deeper conversation about, but I could tell where he was going, where his thought was going. Our thoughts was in line, right? Our thoughts were in line with the symbolism and things like that. And that's what walking yourself back to health spiritually is. When you stop being biased of other people's religions, of other people's walks, and how they're walking them back to health mentally, spiritually, and physically. You gotta respect people's journey of them walking themselves back to health. You have to. If you're not respecting somebody's journey of them walking themselves back to health, then you're not truly healed yourself. If you can't if you can't see a person going through something that they're going through in their life and not understand how each of your forefathers and foremothers have been there before, then you don't have any respect for their walk back to their health, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally, or spiritually, right? Yeah, you gotta respect that walk back to health. And many don't. Many won't. This is tying into another podcast that I want to do called They Work on Us Through Us, because that's basically what it is. You know what I mean? There's always some type of pulling you away from what you need to do for you. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's about me, 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 but it is about I. It is about your oneness. You know what I mean? And you being still and being able to, process everything that you are. Because the world around you will not only won't allow you to really discover your oneness and who you really are, they'll try to dictate what your oneness is and who you are. And that's a dangerous thing. That's a very dangerous thing. Because at that point, you don't know who you are. They're trying to, suggest or it's not suggestion. It's more like, enforce who you're supposed to be or whatever. And now you're at this, that's where that multiple personality disorder shit come from. You know what I mean? Now that I think about it, I just had that epiphany my damn self. Multiple personality disorder comes from, I mean, not comes from, but one of the places where it could come from is you're trying to develop your oneness, right? And who you are and understanding who you are, but yet and still your environment is trying to tell you that you're something else. So now you're pretending to be one person in front of all these people. But now when you get alone or you in that, when you're in solitude, you're this other person, right? What you're doing in solitude is you're practicing to allow this other character, this other personality, you know what I mean? Whatever personality that you have when you have multiple personality disorder, whatever personality you have is going to be the one that comes out more, right? But if society is telling you something else and you're really trying to be that something else in society and you got to hide the other personality, eventually that personality is going to pop out on everybody. And then they're going to think you crazy because you've been hiding that guy. You've been hiding that one, but they seen this one, but you've been hiding him. Like an alter ego type of thing. You know, walk yourself back to health. Just walk yourself back to health. That's, you know, I know it was more that I probably meant to say on this episode that I didn't say, but yeah, walk yourself back to health, man. That's it. You know, I want to, no, no. Once again, I'm never going to end the episode without saying this. Shout out to all the supporters, listening to music, listening to the podcast, watching the podcast. flipping through the few books that I have available. I appreciate you. If you're helping out any type of way, you know, if you're supporting in any type of way. Because best believe I'm supporting. I'm listening to my music. I'm watching the podcast because I'm making snippets of different shit that I say on my podcast episodes, and I'm putting them out there as little, short posts or whatever, short memes or whatever on social media to promote the podcast. You know, I'm flipping through the pages, on my books every now and then, try to, keep shit going, keep my head in line with my goals, even though my situation, is somewhere else. Like what I'm dealing with is something else, but I'm trying to keep my shit fresh. I'm trying to keep my shit, constantly what I'm focusing on, you know, walking myself back to health, walking myself back to health, bro. Some real shit, man. Some real shit. People don't get it, but that's some real shit. Got to be healthy to do anything. You got to be healthy to you got to be healthy for others. You know what I mean? You got to be healthy just for, what I mean, your children, who you trying to, what I mean, be there for in your life, your loved ones and shit like that. You know, shit, you being healthy is helping somebody else out because, if you weren't healthy and then you become healthy, you're actually giving inspiration to somebody who's not a healthy person to become a healthier person. You know what I mean? Because we rub off on one another. Whether we like it or not, we all rub off on one another in some different type of way. You know what I mean? I don't have to know you personally to rub off on you. You see what I'm going through, or you see what I'm doing, and you see how that can be helpful in your life, or you know what I mean, this or that, and you follow suit. That's how we work. That's how people. That's how energy works, and all we are energy trapped in meat suits. So that's how it works. My energy is gonna rub off on somebody watching this, and your energy is gonna rub off on me, and we're gonna rub each other, hopefully in the right way. Not to mention, our physical therapist did this fucking back crack on me the other day. I felt like I owed him a fucking back crack, man. It was like this joint where he went up. That shit was like on my back. That shit was like he was scratching and mixing on my back. That shit was I was like, oh shit. He did the goddamn thing. You know what I mean? It felt like he lengthened my telomeres. For a lot of people don't know your telomeres is, supposed to be like your life expectancy thing. It felt like those was lengthened by the back crack that he laid down on me. That was definitely a backiotomy performed, you know. But yeah, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And peace. That's been an episode of God Concept. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. Stay tuned for more God Concept Podcast. Mr. Pagan over and out. Peace.